Today, we are having the session on workflow engine for clouds. Okay. So before going for the slide, let me give some introduction about this workflow engine for clouds. Okay. I would go with some example. Okay. Only then you can understand the concept. What is this workflow engine? Workflow seems something different. Engine for clouds. Okay. So you the people having some organization, okay, very big organization, okay. I mean that this example suit for both big organization or small organization who are having more branches and all, okay. So you the people having a very big organization, so you need to control, you need to manage, okay. In order to control, in order to manage our own company, our own big organization, we should have some workflow management system. Workflow, okay. This workflow not only for cloud computing, this workflow suitable for whole organization, whole infrastructure. If suppose any doubt, you can put some text in chat box, okay. You can stop me at any time, okay. This workflow is directly proportional to whole infrastructure, okay. If suppose we are not having the workflow in proper manner, then it gives some more impact and loop based impact, okay. Loop based impact, okay. I mean that this workflow is considered as basement for our workstation. Our workstation should have some proper workflow. By having this workflow strategy, workflow protocol, or any workflow criteria, whatever the thing you can say it, okay, we should manage. So we said to be that workflow management system. It has some standard format, okay. It has some overview. So let's see. This is about something about introduction of this workflow engine for clouds, okay. And you may ask, sir, you are talking about workflow for the infrastructure, but here the title is workflow engine for clouds. How it is getting connected? Yes, it is getting connected because cloud ruling the infrastructure, cloud ruling our workstation. Hey, எனக்கு இன்டர்நெட் இதாகுதுடா, மிஸ் ஆகுது. So cloud is ruling our industry, okay. Cloud the boss, cloud looking virtual boss. You are the boss, I know. I am the boss for my organization, you are the boss for your organization, we all know. But here cloud is acting as a virtual boss, okay. Whatever the configuration, whatever the accessibility, whatever the protocol, whatever the strategy, whatever the workflow management system you are using, you should invoke cloud, okay. You should acquire cloud, you should ask permission from cloud, you should get authorization from cloud, okay. Unless or otherwise accessibility coming from cloud, you could not access anything or you could not configure anything. Such a powerful and pivotal role acting by cloud. So now you never ask any question, okay. So now it is interconnected. Now the workflow engine for cloud is explained. I mean that you got some point, okay. Now you see the title, workflow engine for clouds, you get some clarity. Oh, this is what 5 minutes we have been discussed, okay. So let's move to the slide, some introduction about slide, okay. So I need to read the slide and I should explain it, okay. If suppose you are getting some vague manner or sleepy manner, try to refresh your mind, because this subject, I mean that this topic looking somewhat dry. So don't get sleepy, refresh yourself. Since it is online, I can give only some order, okay. So as a final year students, you should refresh yourself. Okay, have some tea along with your concentration. Okay. So the first bulletin, workflow models, a process as consisting of series of steps that simplifies the complexity of execution and management of applications. They are saying, okay, but actually these slides, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that sound. Okay, a series of steps that simplifies the complexity of execution. Okay, whatever the workflow you are taking, whatever the process you are taking, if suppose you are trying to feed the process in series manner, it reduce the complexity, it reduce the manageability. Okay, for example, you are taking 50 instructions. Okay, you are just giving one instruction after one instruction. Okay, put the instruction in series manner. If suppose you are putting the instruction in series manner, it gives and it reduce the complexity and reduce the manageability. Okay, that's the first concept in first bulletin. Next one, scientific workflows in domains such as high energy physics and life sciences utilize distributed resource in order to access, manage, and process a large amount of data from a higher level. What the second bulletin saying that scientific workflows and some high energy physics and life science utilizing the distributed resources. I mean that these guys, these scientific workflows, one of the guy, high energy physics is another guy, life science is another guy. These guys are utilizing our distributed resource, in the sense of ICT service provider. Okay, they are utilizing the ICT service provider in distributed manner. They are accessing, they are managing, they are processing large amount of data from higher level. Okay, so you should know the scientific workflows meaning. Scientific workflows in the sense of scientific applications. Scientific application in the sense of very big application related to researchers. So what is mean by scientific application? I would say one example. You know the simulation. So we need to see the output. Okay, for big appliance. For example, you are manufacturing, you are preparing a flight, very big flight. You the people preparing a very big flight. You don't know how the flight going to fly. So you need some simulation engine to simulate the project. Through the simulation console, you can see the flight flying. You can see the flight starting up the engine. You can see the flight moving. You can see the flight. I mean that transmitting the passenger like that. I mean that you can see all the objectives, all the attributes, all the articles belongs to flight through simulation console. So that is said to be scientific application. This scientific application seems, uh, it seems that we should access this scientific application in higher level. Only then we can, I mean that we can manage the scientific application. I mean what I am trying to say that such a huge volume of data needs to access the scientific applications. And this high energy physics, you know, quantum physics and this some the physics which is related to scientific concept. Okay, you know well about physics in the sense of discovering or inventing something. Okay, so can you anyone raise your hands that my voice and screen clear, because I'm getting some disconnected interruption in my internet. Can anyone raise that I am good? Thank you, Sugashni. Thank you. Okay, so so this high energy physics, those who are doing research, okay, that's equivalent to scientific application. Those who are giving some research in high energy physics is said to be high energy physics. Okay, I mean that the scientist and the research fellowship, everybody coming under this high energy physics. Okay, so if suppose you are getting my point, okay, no problem. So what actually I'm trying to say that they are the people need some access and manage the distributed resource. Okay, I mean very big project is running. Okay, very big project is running. So the project taken by some countries across. Okay, for example, The American people doing two modules, Indian people doing one module, Japanese doing two more modules. So these 5 modules combined together is said to be one project. So all these guides needs to put some communication in distributed manner. They need to access all modules, okay, so that they can success in their project. So they need some distributed resource. That distributed resource should be in higher level, higher energy level. So we need ICT service provider in higher energy state. Okay, I mean that they should provide such a stable resource. Okay, hope you got my point. So we should put our workflow management system in such a high energy state. Only then we can access this scientific application and high energy physics application and all. Okay, so this is what I am trying to say that. Okay, so we move to next bulletin. Processing and managing such a large amount of data require the use of distributed collection of computation and storage facilities. Just now I spoken. So they need a distributed collection of computation and storage facility, because they are using a large voluminous of data. So they need a large voluminous of services. Okay. So next bulletin. The recent progress in virtualization technology and rapid growth of cloud computing service have opened a new paradigm in distributed computing for utilizing existing resource pools for a demand and scalable scientific computing. The same thing they are repeating. So they need some cheaper utilization. Okay, cheaper utilization. They are doing very big project. Okay, their project coming across like 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores. So already project reaching 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores. In order to reduce our cost effect, okay, so we need to put some distributive resource allocation, so that we can achieve our performance metrics. Okay, and this scientific workflow management systems need to adapt to this new paradigm in order to realize the benefits of cloud services. So this scientific workflow management system needs to adapt with your cloud services. Okay, I mean the ICT service provider, so that they can leverage some benefits. Okay, hope you are understanding. Moving to next slide. Workflow system for scientific applications. You see that scientific application having its their own workflow system, their own workflow design, their own workflow scheduling, fault management, and data movement. Okay, scientific applications, fellowship, everyone, they have their own workflow management system. Okay, and you know that they are having some popular workflow system. Okay, Dagman, Pegasus, Kepler, Taverna. Dagman is nothing but a directed acrylic graph manager. Okay, the main concept of Dagman is managing the meta scheduler. Okay, meta scheduler is one of the concept. It means that the meta scheduler mainly dealt with combining the data. Combining the data. I mean that, for example, so we 5 people doing some project. Let us take we 5 people doing some project, each having one module. By combining all this module, we want to run our project. While doing the module, we need to add some interface, or we need to add some patch file or small bit program, or we need to attach some any interface card like that. So for that we need to combine each other. That is to be meta scheduler. I mean, I would say some more example. For example, in my module, I'm having 2 virtual machine server dedicated for some scheduling process. Okay, what actually I need, this scheduling process directly connected to your project. I mean that your module. Okay, so what I should do, that I should make my virtual machine server directly scheduled with your virtual machine server. That is, your scheduling and my scheduling getting together, going to perform some metrics. It means that the input of our module distributed. Okay, so we need to schedule both the job. Only then we can get our output. Okay, so this director acrylic graph manager mainly responding with this meta scheduler. And this HT conductor, is nothing but it's one of the I mean that this both Dagman and H-conductor are same. Okay, I mean that Dagman is one of the workflow system and this HT conductor is another workflow system. Sometimes the Dagman and H conductor getting together. I mean that this both system getting together and working with this meta scheduler. Hope you are getting. For example, you the people CSC department, okay, and we are having IT department. For some instance, we both CSC and IT getting together to conducting some program that is said to be meta scheduler. Okay, so I mean that it's giving. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean that we are sharing our resource, we are sharing our allocation, we are sharing our schedules. For that, we are using some system. Okay. For example, be the CC department using some conference hall, IT department using some other conference hall. Okay. Suddenly, one workshop program coming to our department. So we are using our, I mean that auditorium. So now auditorium acting as one of the workflow management system for combining this IT department, CSC department to process the function, to process the program. So this is said to be this Dagman and HT conductor. These action, I mean these activities carrying out by this Dagman and H conductor. Okay, hope you got my point. Okay. And next, Pegasus workflow management system. This Pegasus workflow management system have 2 points. Amazon S3 and Amazon EC2. It's directly having this workflow management system. I mean, inbuilt workflow management system is, I mean that this Pegasus having inbuilt workflow management system for Amazon S3 and Amazon EC2. Okay, this is the very big characteristics of this Pegasus. Pegasus is one of the workflow management system. And this Kepler having one of the very big vital role, that dynamic decision. Okay, I mean that if suppose my I'm having one module and you are having another module, we both are running in one virtual machine server in remote location. So suddenly if suppose we need some dynamic decision, okay, dynamic decision, and we are just putting our process in suspend manner for that dynamic decision. So we are using Kepler as one of the management system to do this dynamic decision. For example, I would say one example for this dynamic decision. Okay, in BPO, okay, let us take in BPO, we got some error. Okay, I mean that we are having 1,000 executive working together for some customer relationship. I mean that for customer query. Okay, suddenly one type of query arised for this BPO from various people from various location. Okay, so we could not have such a capability to resolve the query because the query is under dynamic decision. Okay, we need some management system to handle this query. So this is said to be dynamic decision. Okay, next, Taverna Workbench. This Taverna Workbench belongs to Apache web server. You know all, because as a final year students, you should know this Apache Tomcat server and all. You know, Apache server is nothing but to run our project for small scale project and all. We can use this Apache server because this Apache server is having a web server protocol. Okay, this Apache giving some solution for web server. Okay, this Taverna Workbench is one of the management system, workflow management system. It has some GUI edit for our workflow. I mean that we can see our workflow management system by using GUI. For example, so you the people having timetable, you the people having some examination, question bank, some department information and all. So I'm just providing all these information in theoretical manner. I'm saying that this is the first hour you are having cloud computing, second hour you are having Python, third hour you are having database management system. Like that, I'm giving the instruction in theoretical concept by writing. Okay, the same thing I'm just providing in GUI. Okay, by seeing the graph, by showing the graph. In graph you can see some some concept for timetable, some concept for department information, some concept for your examination purpose. Mean that if suppose you are seeing your own duties in GUI, in the sense of it seems that it gives some clarity. Okay, it gives some clarity. We can see the alert, we can see the error in the form of GUI. So this is the main concept hidden in the Taverna Workbench, and this Taverna Workbench management system belongs to Apache. Okay, hope you got my point. If suppose you are not understanding the concept, just put some text in chat box. Okay, so this is the concept which I have spoken now. Dagman executable workflow. Kepler provides support for web service based workflows. Okay, and this third bulletin, it uses an actor oriented design approach. Actor oriented design approach is nothing but executing scientific application workflow in the form of actor oriented design. Here actor is nothing but component, computational component. For example, I'm using 4 components. Each component dealt with big data. Okay, so each process dealt with this computational concept. So I am just taking each big data as an actor. Okay, that is said to be actor. And this Taverna Workbench having some automation experimental method. Okay, I mean that they are having GUI. No, by the way, they are having some automation. I mean that sending some alerts, signals. Okay, throwing the error in the alarm mode, like that. Okay, and this workflow management system and the clouds. So again and again you are seeing the same topic. Don't think that same topic. You are seeing the same topic but with some different objective. Here workflow management and the clouds getting together. So workflow management system is a traditional IT approach, traditional industry approach. You should get my point. Okay, are you getting my point? I don't know. Workflow management system is like a register. Have you ever gone with ration shop? In ration shop, the guy one guy sitting and asking how much you need by writing in the pen. So that is a register. Okay, now you go to the ration shop. He is using some touch panel. By using the touch panel, he is entering the items. Okay, rice, sugar, like that. So it seems that workflow management getting deferred. I mean that updated, upgraded. So this workflow management system from traditional approach, it seems to be writing in the register. Okay, they followed their own standard. If I am having organization, I am following my own workflow management system. I'm not following others. I'm not following any common centralized workflow management system. So we need, so what the cloud actually is doing, that they are doing, I mean that they are preparing some common workflow management system and just attached with the cloud, and we are acquiring our cloud technology. By acquiring the cloud technology, we are acquiring this workflow management system also. Okay, hope you got my point. The first bulletin, primarily benefit of moving to clouds in application scalability. Okay, they are saying that workflow management system combined with the cloud and giving some application scalability. Okay, we know that unlike grid scalability, okay, the scalability which is coming from grid, okay, they are saying that beyond the scalability of grid, we are giving the scalability beyond the grid computing. Okay, so real-time provisioning of resource to meet application requirements at runtime or prior to execution. So these are the characteristics already we have spoken, that application requirements at runtime. Okay, like Aneka. Okay, prior to execution, before the execution we are allocating the resource. Okay, hypervisor. Okay, we know that. And the second bulletin, elastic nature of clouds facilitates changing of resource quantities and characteristics to vary at runtime. I mean that while it is being processed at runtime, we can change our resource, we can change our quality, quantity dynamically. Okay, so that is said to be dynamic. Okay, and the scaling down when the demand is low, or the second bulletin, the second point, dynamically they are scaling up. It means that if suppose you are having a greater application, we need to add some additional resource. If suppose you are not having greater application, we should low down our scale. Okay, it means that greater application in the sense of some scientific application or mission critical application, that is said to be greater application. Okay, the third point, this enables workflow management system to readily meet quality of services. Okay, yeah, I mean that workflow, by following this workflow management system, we can meet our quality of service. It means that in positive manner. Okay, as opposed to traditional approach that required advanced reservation of resource in global multi-user grid environments. Okay, this application distributed all over the grid. I mean that cloud. Okay, now the grid advanced concept is cloud. Okay, so that required advanced reservation of resource in global multi-user grid environments. What actually saying that some company using some grid environments. Okay, we can even we can add them in our resource. Okay, that's the concept here. Hope you got my point. Service level agreement have been an important concern to both service provider and consumers. This workflow management system compromising the service level agreement in both providers and consumer, both the way. Okay, due to some competition with the emerging service provider, greater care is being taken in designing SLA. I mean that we are having more competition from service provider. I mean that T-System is one of the service provider, cloud Amazon is one of the service provider, Google is one of the service provider, Zoom is one of the service provider. So they are having more competition. Through this it's directly connecting with resource broker. Resource broker is nothing but whatever the broker we are using. Okay, that easy to plug in Aneka plugin. Okay, Aneka, already I spoken about Aneka. I have given some explanation. Aneka dealt with our private with public, or EC2 is public, Aneka is private. Okay, it's directly connected to storage because we need to file transfer. Okay, this is Aneka web services. Okay, by using REST protocol, this is Aneka Amazon web services. Okay, and this is local cluster. Okay, this is our own cluster. Okay, this is somewhat complex. It seems that complex because why I'm saying complex, because it's both connecting private public. Okay, this workflow management system looking little bit complex as of my vision. Okay, so this is architectural overview, and this slide don't don't get fed up again. Aneka, oh sir, again Amazon, don't get fed up. This slide is nothing, just talking about that overview of this one. I mean that the last week we studied only Aneka, only Amazon. Now we are studying in combined manner. That's all. Don't get fed up by seeing this Aneka, Amazon and all. Okay, something concept related to this architectural overview. This architectural overview which have been spoken here, right? That's architecture. Okay, the lecture which I am given now, you are seeing the same lecture in diagrammatic manner. Okay, this is a diagrammatic manner. So this slide explaining this one. Okay, so don't get fed up. So the Aneka platform is used in entirely to complete the workflow. So Aneka is now ruling over the workflow. Okay, and other Amazon EC2 also used to for supplement the local cluster when suppose any insufficient resource to meet the quality of service requirement. Okay, the Amazon directly connected to local cluster. And one more thing, you should not read this concept like, oh, Aneka connected to complete workflow, Amazon connected to local cluster. You should not study like that. It means that this is one of the architecture designed by some other fellowship, some other doctorate or some scientist given this architecture, or some service providers given this architecture. You should read, I mean that you should study the architecture. Oh, this architecture connected with Aneka and this Amazon connected with cluster. Okay, local cluster. Okay, it's their own style. Even you, the people can do the architecture. Okay, in your project, you can submit the project. For this, you can take, this is one of your project even. I mean that you can do the project by taking this architecture. Sir, I am doing the project in workflow management system. I'm going to enhance the workflow management system. You can take this architecture as is your existing system. From this architecture, you can find some error. Sir, here we are losing some security. Here we are losing some performance. By connecting this Aneka with the storage, we are losing some more resource. Like that, we can identify some error. By identifying that error, we are going to do our project by using this architectural overview, and you are providing some other architectural overview, and that architectural overview seems different with this architecture, but that architecture, your architectural overview is derived by from this architecture. So it means that it's their style, their design. You can do your design. I mean that you should not read the architecture, you should study the architecture. Okay, some description about this architecture, this point. Okay, so this is the Aneka is capable of transparently provisioning additional resource by acquiring new resource in third-party cloud service such as Amazon to meet application demands. Okay, they are reducing the challenges in application demand. Okay, this relieves the workflow management system from responsibility of managing and allocating resource directly. Okay, this, I mean that what they are saying in fourth bullet, by having this workflow management system, we can reduce the responsibility of managing and allocating resource directly. Okay, without any negotiation. Okay. Aneka also provides some web services for service negotiation, job submission, and job monitoring. Aneka taking some care about this job submission, job monitoring, and service negotiation. We know well that Aneka is nothing but just taking care of service negotiation and this job submission, some scheduling. Okay, and the monitoring. Okay, that's the thing we are seeing here. Workflow management system orchestrate the workflow execution by scheduling the jobs and the right sequence at the Aneka web services. I mean that workflow management system directly accessing the Aneka